What up?
Nah, fuck your opinion. The abortion. I mean, I think you should be allowed to have a morning after pill. I think you should be allowed to have up to 3 months.
No, it's too long. 3 months. 3 months. That's like the baby's like more than the fetus at 3 months, dude. That's murder. I say anything after a couple of days is murder, dude.
You said before it would take about
7 days. After 7 days is murder, dude.
7 days. Yeah, I think it's 3 months. I've known some people that actually say all the way till 9 months. So I think we agree from 3 months to 9 months, right?
No.
Yeah, 3 months to 9 months it would be murder. We agree on that part.
3 months is murder.
Nah, I don't think so. No way. Well, you might not even show. You might not even know that you're pregnant until 3 months down the road.
Well, if you don't know you're pregnant within 3 months, you're under the abortion. You need to kill yourself. You need to go ahead and abort yourself. Because it ain't no reason you should going to take a baby out of this world at 3 months. It's going to take 3 months to make that decision. If you take 2 with the day after, feel, you know what? You should go ahead and have that baby.
I agree with holding, having personal responsibility. Here's how I look at it, okay? I think that once the baby is viable outside the mother's body, so when it's just a few cells, it is dependent on the mother. So it's kind of like a virus or sort of like an organ, okay? It is part of her. It's not its own thing. If it can survive outside of the mother's body, and 3 months, I don't even know if a baby could survive after 3 months. I've heard of it happening, so they could be like on life support or whatnot. So once they're viable outside the mother's body, that's when it becomes its own life. That's what I think about it.
You know what? That's a pretty good way of breaking it down. Using the right terminology to put the words in place perfectly, but that ain't shit. Let me tell you why. It's still murder. If you don't want to have no baby, you know what I'm fucking got.
See, 7 days. That's what you say?
Let's say she's great if she want to have an abortion. It's going to take her 3 months to realize she's going to have an abortion. But you can't wait to take a day out.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. You're basically saying, you're very principled. You're saying that's a life. Those cells are reproducing. Fuck the bullshit. That's a real life.
That's a real life. Whether it's living off your organs, it's just sitting in there, sitting up your afterbirth, whatever.
Tell me this then. Tell me this, okay? So there was a guy, the big Joshua Gooker and Josh Young trial in Louisville. Did you follow any of that?
No.
All right, I'll tell you a little bit about it. Josh Gooker, he killed the stepson. He had a stepson, and he said he killed him because his wife, his new wife that had the stepson, aborted his kid. And so he believes in Old Testament justice. He believes in an eye for an eye. Since she aborted his kid, say at 3 months, he thinks that she actually murdered a full-life human being, so he went and killed a 13-year-old.
Wow.
I mean, do you see, that's not it's not the same thing. I understand, scientifically they are reproducing. It is a life. And so that's why I think 3 months, it gives you plenty of time. You're only giving them a week. I mean, shit, they might, have a job or school or something and not be able to schedule abortion for, 3 months. So I think there's a difference between, a 13-year-old and... Do you...
Sperm was the time a woman took 7 days to make his way to the egg that woman's pregnant. So you can't even like you pregnant with your dad, like the baby aborted with your dad, you have to baby. You get the baby up for a doctor. I mean, how selfish is that to kill a baby?
I agree. I'm not into killing babies. I very much want... I mean, and that's another weird thing about you, because this goes to the next topic, the role of government. What do you think the role of government should be in our lives?
I think the role of government, they should just maybe, say it's long, perfectly long. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they should have control, but I think they should be, they should make, they should, hold on, let me try to write what the word is.
Like food stamps.
Control, but I think that they should have control. Do that make sense?
Yeah, I understand. I guess more specifically, like food stamps. What about social programs?
Right. Social programs meaning what?
Do you think that the government should provide food stamps for people who need them, or it's we all should just be on our own and get what we can get?
Man, I mean, I'm 50-50 on that, man. It's like, this probably don't really need help, man, because it ain't always a lot of jobs. Sometimes the economy is
right.
I don't think nobody can starve. I don't think those guys have to worry about where their bills coming from. But it's also people are to take advantage of these programs, such as, the ghetto programs and projects, and then we're going to send them trans get after living. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just fucking freeloading off the top. But I will also discuss with that single parent mother to be out here with 4 kids and we have to go to work every day.
Right.
It should be kind of the same benefits that this chicken don't work with. How can you just have somebody that's working and trying to give it to somebody that ain't even trying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it should be the opposite. It should be the exact opposite. It should be the exact opposite. They should. You should give it to the working people out there hustling and trying to do something, make it a little bit easier for them. And the people that ain't trying, I think that. I mean, maybe give them like 6 months or something. But after 6 months, what the fuck? Like.
And I think they should be drug tested.
No way. That's expensive. They never. They only get like maybe 5% that they kick off, but the all the money that they spend on drug testing, it's not worth it. They don't save any money.
It don't matter.
It does matter. Why would you? That's. Why not? It's their money. Let them live their life.
It's my money.
What's weird, the reason why I brought up the role of government with the abortion issue is because a lot of times it's usually a Republican issue, and it's weird to me when Republicans talk about being pro-life because they're the ones that started the war, they're the ones that's for the police shooting everybody, they're the ones that are for kicking people off the health care, off the education, off the food stamps, no social programs, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. So they're not really pro-life, they're just pro-making people give birth and then just let them go free, no health care, no birth, no food stamps, just, so, I mean, just think about like a 17-year-old who got raped. If a 17-year-old was to get raped, you're going to make her carry it to term and then, cut any food stamps and make sure she's getting drug. What if she needs a little bit of weed? She's got a hard life. She has a hard life.
You already know damn weed that you got a hard life. That's it.
Well, I guess that brings to the third one, the drug war. The government should not give a get out of my business. It's my body. So why do we even have the drug war? The drug war has devastated people's lives. It's failed. Everywhere that they've tried anything else, that has succeeded. We have 5 states now that's legal. Then you got Portugal, Netherlands, even North Korea. North Korea has legalized marijuana. Kim Jong-un, the axis of evil.
So you want drugs based on marijuana?
I think you should legalize all of it. I think it's all of it because by making it illegal, you push it underground, and now you got it's on the black market, and then when it's on the black market, the stakes are so much higher. You get shot, and if somebody was to take your stash or something, you can't call the police. So there's no law. There's nothing governing it outside. If you made it all legalized, you could put it in front of everybody and moderate it. Just like cigarettes, just like alcohol, and just make sure it's like in a red light district, not by the schools and stuff like that. But I think we have a right as Americans to do whatever we want to our own body.
Wow. I mean, I guess it's fair like that, but I still think that that opinion stops. Who wants to legalize? I mean, come on, man. You know how serious some drugs affect our communities every day? You want to legalize it?
Yeah, I think it would be better because instead of like criminalizing people and throwing people, it's a mental health situation. It's a public health. They're addicted. They don't need to be going to jail.
Oh my God. So you saying if somebody dies from marijuana and overdose on it, the drug dealer shouldn't be charged with anything?
I don't know about that. I see what you're saying. I would make a distinction between sort of your high-end traffickers and your daily users.
You can't. If you want to legalize it, sure it's okay. You're walking to Walgreens and come out with an ounce of crack and you're going to get high.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. If I have a job if I have a job and I'm making ends meet and I, want to come home and get a beer out of the fridge, I'm allowed to do that. So I'm saying that some people their beer of choice is a big crack rock. And so if they want to do that, they should be allowed to do it. I think they should be allowed to do it. I mean, like if I wanted to drink bleach, I could take a fork and jab it in my eye. They haven't made bleach and forks illegal. That's weird. You're telling me that you are in favor of the war on drugs, the Nixonian, the police state, the prison, I just feel like there's a better way than that way, that's treatment. Get people to go to rehab. Yes, heroin, crack, that shit, that's a shitty drug, you know what I mean? You have to really be down in the dumps to just be doing that shit all the time. So...
No, see, look, man, this is all personal to me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because my whole family's been fucked up over drugs, you know what I'm saying? I mean, hardcore drugs, you know what I'm saying? I don't want them kids that went to bed hungry to have to steal from Cobra just to get my next meal, you know what I'm saying?
What was the drug of choice? Was it cannabis or was it, the hard shit?
Yeah, cannabis. It's crack, you feel me?
Well, that's different. That crack, you get the fiending and you in your neighbor's house.
but think though, like, it's like different herbs, you know what I'm saying? Like back in the 60s, back in the 70s, whenever cocaine first hit, it was cool.
Yeah.
You feel me? So weed is a gateway drug. If they legalize weed, it's gonna lead to other shit.
I think I disagree with that. It's an end drug. So the reason why it's a gateway drug is because it's illegal. They call it a Schedule II narcotic. So right now, marijuana is a Schedule II narcotic. It ain't no Schedule II narcotic. That's the biggest bullshit. So once your parents have lied, the cops have lied, the school officials, politicians, everybody's lied to you. You go try some weed and you're like, well, shit, they lied about this. What else have they lied about? So then the next step is that you go and do everything. You try every bit of it, and then you realize, well, okay, there are some really bad drugs out here that probably should remain illegal. So I think for Kentucky, the first step is to just legalize cannabis and keep the other stuff illegal. But I think eventually, we need to have more of a tolerant culture. We should have compassion and love for people. Think about how many people do drugs just to escape their shitty lives. And so that's not a crime. I feel like we should help them out, get them a good job, tell them hi, give them a hug or something. I don't know. What do you think would have helped, your mom? What would that have, if you could go back in time and you came out of that household and you were hungry and, you had all the problems, what would have helped her? Throwing her in jail, calling her a felon, making sure she couldn't get any housing or jobs, or going to get some treatment?
Probably. Listen, you know how many people got locked up and came out clean?
Well, probably everybody, because they dry you up right there, don't they? Right there on the jail floor.
Good.
Maybe but I think that's the last option. That's the last option. We should try love and compassion first. Maybe if your mom went and got some treatment, people would have been known about your situation. They'd make sure that you had all the food and stuff that you needed, and she could have got the help that she needed. If she didn't get help,
about my mama right now.
I'm not trying to talk about. You're the one that brought her up, so you were saying that you grew up with it, is what I was trying to say.
I'm trying to say I'm against all drugs being legalized, even marijuana.
Wow.
First off, it's going to take away from the local dealers.
Right. That's true. That's like my argument, and that's like you don't really want dealers around, right? That creates a mafia. That's how Al Capone was created. So I think the drug war only benefits two players: the drug dealers and the politicians and the cops and the prison guards and the entire establishment. Those are the only two people making money. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Legalize weed. It'll be a very small percent of people who don't. It'll be a very small percent of money lost as far as the prison industry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because people still gonna sell it. People still gonna be out here misusing it. People gonna still get locked up with an ounce of weed in their pocket. You feel what I'm saying?
You know that. Yeah, I get what you're saying. That makes sense. The marijuana cures cancer.
To what?
Marijuana cures cancer. They've done a ton of studies.
It don't cure cancer. It stops bleedable cancer.
Dave, I've read so many studies where people have testified and said that it cured their own cancer, and these research studies that say that it's cured cancer in mice. So, I mean, unless you just got like thousands of people out there just lying. And it's not like marijuana. It's not like they smoke it. They make it into a hemp oil, and then they just eat it. But it's still the same THC. It's still the same properties. So if you knew, okay, you don't believe it, but let's say it is true. Hypothetically, if marijuana cured cancer, would you be in favor of legalizing it then?
Hell yeah, because I'd rather see more life saved. And he'll crack cure cancer. Hey, let's make crack legal. So you're gonna die from the crack, but you go live.
Right. Yeah.
But like we. I don't know, man. Like, cause you don't heard about somebody smoking a joint and going out here and killing people. You don't heard about people smoking a joint and getting into a wreck. You know what I'm saying? So it do mellow people out. But I think it's a drug that leads to other drugs. Okay, weed ain't get me high no more. Let me go try this PCP. That PCP got you tripping. Now you can fucking stab somebody, and they stab you back, but you don't feel it. And you in the hospital, you go to prison for the rest of your fucking life because you want to start out with weed.
I think it's only a gateway drug because it's illegal. If it was legal, it'd be just like, I mean, alcohol is a gateway drug. If you start doing alcohol, then that may lead to other things, you know, if alcohol might not do it for you no more. So then cigarettes could lead to other things.
Bullshit.
I think that marijuana is the end drug. I think once you try them all, like you said, it makes you mellow. So why would you do, like, the hard I just don't know. Like meth. You ever seen someone's face after they've done meth for about 2 years?
Yeah, they're ugly as shit.
They're ugly as shit. They look like they've been scratching their faces like fucking, you know, addicts, and their teeth are all rotted out. And so when you see that picture,
yeah, if like they use Duty as toothpaste, they fucking ugly, dog. Like shit. That's one thing. See, like that one thing I learned is sometimes you don't gotta make a mistake to learn from. You can learn off other people's mistakes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Why the fuck would I go out here and do crack if I see what it did to the people that surrounded that?
Exactly.
Why would I go out here and steal some fucking white shit up my nose if I see what it did to people around? You feel what I'm saying?
That's what I'm trying to say with the adults. We give them the same respect and let them make their own mistakes or make their own successes. I see meth and I see the users and I see that it's shit. I've never once ever been curious about, I've never tried meth in my life. I have no idea what it is. I never, you know, it just, I see the effects of it. Fuck meth. Fuck meth. I will never do meth.
I've tried every drug out there.
So, meth, is it compared to like marijuana, crack, or alcohol?
I don't know because I didn't try it by itself.
Well, you have to do controlled experiments, okay? you gotta do one for one day, write all your observations, do another one another day, you know.
No, I've actually did mine. You know, the capsules, and they say it's a little bit of everything in there. And if it is, that shit feels good in the motherfucker, boy.
Did you hear about crocodile or devil's breath?
I haven't.
Crocodile, man, that's worse than meth. It looks like their hands are melting. Like it looks like the T1000 because it becomes metallic. But like I've seen like where skin just melted away. You just see the bones, and it's.
Yeah, I have heard about that ash that they do overseas. So.
Right, Russia. Devil's breath is out of Colombia. And devil's breath, all you need is just a whiff of it, and then you'll be carrying out your own, you know, TV and safe and everything else because it just makes you into a stupor and you're just obedient to whoever's, you know, telling you what to do.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, but like you know, in places like Thailand and stuff like that, they give their workers extra.
Yeah, in Bolivia, cocoa has been their national like product the whole time. When they're out in the fields, it helps them work faster. The last thing that I got written down here is the role of police. Before, when you was telling me about the role of government, you said that we need government, but we don't need it. You're trying to figure it out. You want to elaborate on what you were trying to say earlier? Fuck the police. So no government. We just total anarchy. We all take care of ourselves. Localized tribes and gangs and every man for himself.
No, because I know there's good cops out there.
Nuh-uh.
And it's not that seriously though. Like I do know there's cops out there. And There's bad cops out there. You know, there's good people out there, there's bad people out there. There's good politicians, there's bad politicians.
I don't believe that there's any good cops.
Yeah, I know there's good cops out there.
I think the system corrupts you, and if they was to see one of their boys do something, I don't think they would treat them the same as they would treat me.
Man, you know what though? I just pulled back up at work. I gotta go ahead and clock out.
Okay. Well, fuck your opinion, man. Everything you said was wrong and dumb and stupid. I learned nothing.
Well, I just want you to know, next time you call me up, you make sure that you talk to some intelligence. I want to let you know, fuck your opinion. War on drugs opinion sucks. Your fucking, your attitude towards abortion sucks, and it disgusts me that you want to take human life, but you believe in doing right and right is done towards you. But if a person kills their baby, there ain't no reason they should fucking get welfare.
But we agree on fuck the police, so right?
Yeah.
Alright, man, I'll talk to you later.
The bad police. I love the good police.
Alright. Peace, brother.
Peace.